So, long story short, a very popular YouTuber emailed me saying, "Hey dude, here's a file with the answers to your final exam." And when I clicked on the file, lo and behold, they were answers to my final exam. So I memorized them, got a perfect score, got accepted to a great university, then VTech questioned me, I got arrested, stole an iPad, and now I make YouTube videos in jail. Nah, I'm just kidding, but that would have been pretty cool. But let me tell you what actually happened, long story long. I was born and raised in the US of A. I lived that typical American life full of food and football and a lot more food. And after 16 years of just chillin', my mom told my sisters and I that we're moving to Australia, and we were like, okay. So after some packing and 2 15-hour flights, I finally landed in Aussie land.
Do you want solo?
Okay, it's not actually like this. It's actually very nice, and usually cities in Australia get voted as the top cities in the world in some websites. But it was still different to me. They drive on the left side instead of the right side of the road. Everything is upside down all the time. And they've got a lot of spiders here, scary ones and nice ones. But after a little bit of adjusting, I had to start 11th grade, and I was super excited. I thought I was going to make new friends and focus on my studies and wear cute uniforms because they wear uniforms in Australia. But I guess I put my expectations a bit too high because the uniforms were not cute and they were very expensive. And studying made me really, really stressed. But the friend thing was good. I made some friends pretty quick. And by the way, I never had that new girl moment of sitting alone in the bathroom during lunch. But I did sit alone next to a trash can my first week of school. I sat with actual people my next week of school. However, I was still very stressed about school, and I think it's because of the new classes I chose, but it's also because of the new education system I did not understand. VCE, which was the new system, was completely different from the old-fashioned American way I remember, which was having 4 mandatory core subjects, while having a couple classes that you get to choose for yourself based off your hobbies and interests, and universities look at your last 4 years of school. At least I think it was like that. While the Aussie way was having 1 mandatory subject, which was English, and the rest of the subjects were chosen based off your interests or job aspirations. Which is a lot better in my opinion, so America, you should very much consider. However, universities only look at your last year of school, and you get ranked against everybody else in your state based off a bell curve thingy. And knowing that, I knew I had to switch out of my science and math-based classes because I did not like them, and I'm not that good at those subjects, so I finally switched into some subjects that I was actually interested in. And my best subject by far was food. Cooking. Oh, you really thought it was going to be art, didn't you? Well, I'm just okay at that. But nah, food was my jam. You get it? Anyway, food studies focused on the art and science of food, which was very interesting and allowed us to have a nice, diverse array of classmates. And not trying to brag, but we had a couple of memesters in my school, so we referenced Gordon Ramsay. And even some kids outside of our class just looked in and saw us cooking and just had to say,
Where's the lamb?
And even though our kitchen was usually in tip-top shape, sometimes it wasn't. Like one time we were making okonomiyaki, aka Japanese pancakes. We were in pairs and the pair in front of me decided to add bacon. Super alright, people love bacon. But what wasn't alright was that one of them decided to put the bacon directly on the stove with no pot, no pan, no nothing. Me and my partner was just like, and the bacon guy's partner was just like, what? But thank God that did not usually happen. By the time I was a senior, I quickly realized that food studies was definitely my best subject, and the only way I was going to get into a good university was by acing every single thing in that subject. 'Cause I was only doing okay in the rest of my classes. So I studied for months, just like any student would in year 12. Of course, I watched a lot of PewDiePie too, which means I probably just studied for like, let's do the math, a couple hours. Because the T-Series battle was happening. But after months of studying, exam day finally came. I sat down in my desk. We had an hour 30 minutes writing time. And then...
Ready? Begin.
I started writing, and some of the questions were pretty easy and some of them weren't. After over an hour of writing, I flipped to the last page, and there it was. The final question. The 10 marker. You see, the 10 marker is on a lot of exams and is usually worth the most points. And because it's worth so much, it determines if you get a really, really high rank in your subject or not. And my exam was worth 40% of my entire grade, so I had to get 10 out of 10 on this 10 marker. The question asks you to look into this new genetically modified food that might help with food insecurity. However, there could be ethical problems with the new product, and they wanted you to compare it to rice. And when using examples, I decided to talk about India, because they eat rice, and I couldn't think of anything else. I was about to finish my answer when I realized I really needed a statistic. Some form of data really would have proven to anyone grading my test that I knew what I was talking about, and I would have gotten a really good mark on my final question. I really couldn't think of anything. Any statistic would do, even a population statistic. With 1 minute left, I all of a sudden hear a song in my head. A song from a Swedish man about T-Series, a Bollywood company in India. That's right, the lasagna song. And one of the lyrics in the song was, "You got a population of 1.32 billion. Maybe it was a sign, but that's all I had, so I wrote it down in some sort of coherent sentence, and time was up. And I felt real good. I felt it deep down in my soul that that was the final thing I needed, the final thing to help me get that great mark, to help me get into university. But I couldn't be happy for too long because I had a history exam later that day. But a couple months later, my results came out and food was my best subject by a long shot. And I just barely got into my university course. So instead of studying, maybe everyone should just watch Mr. Beast videos because they might have some very important info in there. But thank you, Felix, for the song, and I wish good luck to anyone doing VCE, HSC, GSCE, or any other school thing. And I'm gonna cringe at myself now for thinking that I would actually wear a school uniform like that. Hello everybody, thank you for watching my video. Please consider clicking the like and subscribe button if you want to. This is my longest video yet, which explains why it took me a long while to edit this. And I was just wondering if anyone's gonna do anything for Halloween, cause I'm not doing anything because I'm still stuck at home. I've been stuck at home since March. It's not nice. But I guess you guys can do something. And Halloween is always fun, even during these times, maybe. I'm just too awkward for these outros. Okay, I'll just see you cows later. I'm tired. Bye.